Ladies and gentlemen, music lovers and dance enthusiasts alike, kia ora, swagatham, namaskar, and vanakkam. My name is Ambika,
And I am Surya.
and we will be your MCs for tonight.
Namaskaram. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the Temple of Fine Arts New Zealand, the Senthoorvelan family, and the Vinita family, to welcome you to the Salangai Oli, a dance recital by Suganthi Senthoorvelan and Vaasugi Utthamaputhiran, the disciples of Srimati Anusha Suresh-Iyer. A very warm welcome to our guest of honor, Srimati Melanie J. Kumar, founder of Sutra Academy in Hamilton. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and gracing us this occasion. The theme of today's performance is Yatra. Yatra means journey, a journey that these aspiring students, young and growing dancers, have embarked on, ably guided by their Guru and Almighty. A journey that started 7 years ago and has brought them to their first recital on this grand stage. In the esteemed presence of learned gurus, senior artists, and an encouraging audience. A journey that they have commenced with sincerity and dedication, through which they seek all your good wishes and blessings.
The Salangai Pooja is a ceremony honoring the Salangai, or the ankle bells of a dancer, and is the most auspicious item of a dancer's costume and makeup. It is placed at the altar and blessed. The dancer takes their first steps onto the stage to tell the audience that she is learnt and is beginning to understand this divine and beautiful art of rhythm and movement called Bharatanatyam. It does not necessarily mean that the dancer has mastered the art form, but it does go to say that she has learnt and understood the basics of this art. Like learning the alphabets of a language, they have learnt the alphabets of the language of Bharatanatyam, which is the Adavas. These are the basic leg, hand, and body movements, and they have learnt the foundation of rhythm. Upon completion of the recital, the dancers earn the right to adorn their salangai for the first time, handed to them by their guru. They are ready to receive their ankle bells and take their first tentative steps in this yatra. Like the first few words written on a paper of a great story, this marks the beginning of a lifelong journey of learning, practicing, and continuously improving. Ladies and gentlemen, such is the glory of Bharatanatyam, and indeed, Suganthi and Vaasugi are blessed to be inducted into this long tradition.
Suganthi and Vaasugi will now be commencing their recital shortly. In the meantime, we wish to kindly remind you of some house rules. Kindly switch off your mobile phones. Let the only music that rings in your ears tonight be that of our orchestra.
Kindly refrain from using any other electronic devices that would encroach on the listening pleasures of others.
Please also refrain from entering or exiting the auditorium during performances. Should you need to move, we appreciate you doing so in between numbers.
The auditorium regulations restrict the consumption of food and drinks within the auditorium, and we kindly request you to respect that.
The washrooms are located near the foyers.
The emergency exits for this auditorium are clearly marked. In the unlikely event of an emergency, we kindly request you to evacuate the building following the exit signs in an orderly fashion and congregate outside. Honored guests, tonight, Suganthi and Vaasugi will be assisted by a number of musicians who have lovingly consented to be a part of this grand occasion. On the vocals and Nattuvanar, we have Srimati Anusha Suresh-Iyer.
On the Mrdhangam, we have Dr. Suresh Ramachandra.
On the violin, we have Sri Sayon Arunagirinathan.
On the veena, we have Kumari Vindhyavasini Suresh.
And on the Gutham, we have Kushal Jayakumar supporting tonight's performance, a Mrdhangam student himself and a vocal student of Srimati Anusha Suresh Iyer. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's program will commence with an invocation to Ganesha, followed by the Mallari, then the Alaripu. Mallari is an invocatory item resembling a temple procession, with the Nadaswaram, the pipe players, the Taval, drummers, and the palakan bearers, taking the deities of Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati in procession.
The Alaripu segment serves as the limbering item for the dancer and symbolizes the blossoming of the body, mind, and soul. Alad meaning to blossom, and Pu meaning flower. Today's Alaripu is a traditional piece that suggests the blossoming of both the dance and the dancer, in the presence of you, the audience.
The Mallari is set to Gambhira Nate, Talam Adi, and the Alaripu is set to Marga Rupakam. The musical score and the background for this item is based on the Ganaraga Panchakam, Nate, Gole, Arabi, Virali, and Shri. Friends, please put your hands together for Suganthi and Vaasugi.
भरत कुल भाग्य कलिके बावरसानंद परिणता जगदिक मोहन करे जय जय रंगादित्यवते गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नर्तन गणपति नाथ ओंकार भुक्ति प्रकाशक भुवनेश नर्तन गणपति नाथ ओंकार भुक्ति प्रकाशक भुवनेश शक्ति मनोमणि शंकर सुंदरी शक्ति मनोमणि शंकरि सुंदरि चित्कला मालिनी शिवगामि चित्सुक अम्बरताडवत पर सत्य ज्ञानमनंत महेश चित्सुक शक्ति मनोन्मणि शङ्करि सुन्दरि चित्कलमालिनि शिवकामी शक्ति मनोन्मणि शङ्करि सुन्दरि चित्कलमालिनि शिवकामी चित्सुक अम्बर ताण्डव तत्पर सत्यज्ञानमनन्त महेश 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 नमाम्यहम् 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 tat tei teyum tat tam kitataka tal tei teyum tat tam kitataka talam kitom tadingina tom tam dhit tam kitataka tei tal tei kitataka tam dhit tam kitataka tei tal tei kitataka tam dhit tam tei tat tei 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 tam dhit tam kitataka tei tat tei kitataka tam dhit tam kitataka tei tat tei kitataka tam dhit tam tei tat tei 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 tam dhit tam kitataka tei tat tei kitataka tam dhit tam kitataka tei tat tei kitataka tam dhit tam tei tat tei 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 ta hata jam tari ta taka taka jam tari te tadingina tom taka tadingina tom taka diku tadingina tom tam dhit tam drugu taka 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 talangu tom tadingina tom tat tei teyum tat tam kitataka tam dhit tam
What a way to start off the night. I don't know about you, but I was captivated by that performance. On to our next item. Nritya, Gita, and Vadya Upacharas are prescribed in the agamic tradition of temple worship. In the southern parts of Tamil Nadu, Nrityam was used to propitiate each Ashta-dik palakas, the guardians of the 8 directions, and the main deities. During the period when the current Bharatanatyam was referred to as Sadir-atam, extolling the attributes of Ashta-dik palakas and the deities was done through poetic excellence, or Kauthvam.
In the course of time, it began to be referred to as Kauthvam, and a number of compositions in this genre by unknown composers are still being danced to in temples and in performances. Tonight, one such Kauthvam in praise of Ganesha will follow the propitiation of Ashta-dik palakas. This item is set in Ragam Nate and Talam Adi.
Om Indraya Namaha. The Lord of the East direction is Indra. His Vahana is Airavatam. or the white elephant, which is the symbol of royal strength. Om Agnaye Namaha. Agni, the fire god, is the god of the southeast direction. The ram is regarded as the Vahana of Agni Deva. Om Yamaya Namaha. The life taker, Lord Yama, rules the southern direction. His Vahana is the bull. Om Nirattaye Namaha. The god of the northwest direction is Nirutta. A deer is the Vahana of Lord Nirutta. Om Varunaya Namaha. Lord Varuna, the water god, represents the west direction. His Vahana is the crocodile. He is the king of the seas. Om Vayave Namaha. Lord Vayu, the wind god, guards the northwest direction. He rides a stag and holds a waving flag, which is the representation of breath and life in the mortal world. Om Kuberaya Namaha. Kuberan, the god of wealth, is the ruler of the north direction. His Vahana is a goat. Om Ishanaya Namaha. Ishan is the god of the northeast direction and is ruled by Lord Shiva. Vrishabha, the bull, is his Vahana. Om Ashta-dik Deva Devatabhyo Namaha. Now the dancer moves to the main sannidhi of Ganesha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. തുമ്പിക്കയാം പാദം தமக்கு
How beautiful. On to our next item, the Jathiswaram. A string of jatis, or mnemonic syllables, and swaras, or musical notes, are woven together to achieve harmony and beauty. This weave reveals the enchanting union of rhythm and melody, which the dancers translate into a visual form with their movements. This Jathiswaram is a composition of K.N. Thandayudapani Pillai in Ragam, Kannada, Talam, Adi.
ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa talangu tak diku tak tadingina tom ta kita kita jam tak kita jam ta tei takuntari kita tak kita jam uta kita jam ta tei kukuntari kita tak kita jam tak kita jam tarin tak deta tadingina tom tarin tak deta tadingina tom tarin tak deta tadingina tom sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa 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 ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa 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 ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa ri ni ri sa ni sa pa ma ga ma da ni sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni ri ga ma da ni sa ri ga ma ri sa ni pa ma pa ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma ri sa ni pa ma ga ma ri sa ni sa ri sa ri ga ma da ni sa ni pa sani pa pa ma ga ma re sa ni sa ha re ga ma da ni sa sa re ga ma re sa ni pa ma ga ni sa ni pa pa ma ga ma re sa ni sa ha re ga ma da ni sa sa re ga ma re sa ni pa ma da ni sa ni pa pa ma ga ma re sa ni sa ha re ga ma da ni sa sa re ga ma re sa ni pa ma da ni sa ni pa pa ma ga ma re sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa ni pa ma ga ma ni ra pa ma ga ma pa re sa ni sa ri sa ri sa ri pa ma ni pa ma ga ma da ni sa ni sa ri sa ri pa ma pa re ga ni ri ri sa ni pa da ni pa ma ga ma da ni sa ri sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma re sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa sa ni pa ma pa ga ma re sa ni sa ri ga ma da ni sa
What a captivating item. I think it's about time that we start to know the artists on stage, starting with our two budding stars, Suganthi and Vaasugi.
Suganthi was born and brought up in New Zealand, where she was first introduced to the delights of music. When she was 9 years old, she discovered Bharatanatyam, which piqued her interest, and thus her journey began. She has been devoted to learning this beautiful art for 7 years now, under Srimati Anusha Suresh-Iyer. Her first performance was at Auckland Thirumurugan Temple Alayam, in which she danced to Saraswati Geetham Varavina. Since then, she has performed more complex dances at Sri Balaji Temple in Hamilton, Thirumurugan Temple in Otahuhu, Papakura Sri Ganesh Temple, and at Mutticharam functions. Suganthi's passion for music travels deeper, as she started learning the veena at the age of 8 under Srimati Bhavani Suresh, alongside vocal, also under Srimati Anusha Suresh-Iyer. Outside of this, Suganthi began learning the piano when she was younger. Suganthi's interests include drawing, painting, and stitching. Suganthi is a diligent student in Year 11 attending Maclean's College. She plays volleyball, football, and takes part in many human rights activity clubs, such as UNICEF and Amnesty. When Suganthi was younger, she also learned swimming and karate. At school, she received a top-class award for DVV and was awarded a certificate in football. In piano, out of 4 competitions, she has gotten 3 medals and 1 highly commendable award. In veena, she has passed stages 1 and 2, currently learning stage 3. Tonight, Suganthi presents her Bharatanatyam learning to you all and hopes you all enjoy her performance.
Our other artist tonight, or dancer tonight, is Vaasugi, who is 11 years old and was born in Christchurch. She spends majority of her upbringing in Auckland. She lives with her parents, a younger sister, and her 2 pets, a bird and a dog. All of her other family members are back home in Tamil Nadu. Vaasugi went to Holy Trinity Catholic Primary School until Year 6 and is currently studying in Year 7 at Strathallan in Karaka. Vaasugi's learning is like a sponge. Any activities that is introduced to her, she learns quickly and excels at. Vaasugi is multilingual and has enjoyed learning languages. In fact, she's fluent in Tamil and has been learning to read and write Malayalam. This year, she has also been learning Spanish and Chinese in school. Vaasugi is a keen poet and enjoys writing poems about various different topics. She was placed in top 10 finalist for Kai Taiki to Share 2021 for a poem that she wrote, and a tree was planted in her name via Trees That Count. Vaasugi has received academic excellence awards from Year 1 to Year 6 at Holy Trinity Catholic Primary School, and she learnt the piano from Year 4 till Year 6 and is currently learning the clarinet at school. Vaasugi has been passionate about extracurricular activities. One of these has been learning the traditional form of Indian dancing. She has enjoyed dancing from a young age and has been committed to this throughout the years. She has also learned classical singing simultaneously. Other activities that Vaasugi enjoys is playing sports, like netball and cricket. And if you don't see Vaasugi engaging in these activities, then it is guaranteed she'll be in a book where she becomes an observer of the characters, zoned out from everything else. This includes when her parents call her name. You often must see the reaction in her face when she realizes that her name has been called. To her, that's the first time. To her parents, it would have been the 100th time.
Alongside our aspiring performers, we must also introduce our talented ensemble artists. Dr. Suresh Ramachandran. Musical abilities of Dr. Suresh found expression through the long association with a spiritual guru, His Holiness Swami Shantandan Saraswathi of Rishikesh. Himself an accomplished musician, Dr. Suresh learnt the art of playing the Mrdhangam under the tutelage of the late Kalasuri Shri Guruvayur K.K. Achyutan of Sri Lanka. He also had the good fortune to enrich his knowledge in Laya under Kalai Mamani Shri Guruvayur Dore. Dr. Suresh has performed widely, accompanying various artists in Sri Lanka, India, Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand. Dr. Suresh has trained a number of students in the art of playing the Mrdhangam and currently conducts classes in New Zealand. It is Suganthi and Vaasugi's privilege and pride that an artist of such caliber would consent to accompany them on their Bharatanatyam debut. Please give a round of applause to Dr. Suresh. Now, time to introduce our talented violinist, Sri Sayon Arunagirinathan. Sayon began his musical journey in Carnatic violin at the age of 8 in 2011 under the guidance of his guru, Srimati Sita Raghu from Abu Dhabi. A disciple of Padma Shri Kalai Mamani Sangeeta Kalanidhi A. Kanyakumari. He is currently a disciple of Vidyushi A. Kanyakumari. Sayon, both an accompanist and a soloist, has performed in several countries, including the United Arab Emirates, Sri Lanka, and New Zealand, as well as several platforms including Mani Krishnaswamy Academy and Raga Malika TV, and is currently an active member of the band Moshka Bass, where he is both a violinist and flutist. In 2015 and 2017, Sayon was awarded the title of Sangeet Samrat for both junior and senior categories in competitions organized in the UAE. Sayon has also completed his ABRSM, Associate Board of Royal Schools of Music, Western Piano Grade 7, and Diploma in Western Flute with distinction, making him an Associate of the Royal Schools of Music in London. He has performed many solos on both piano and flute, as well as being a former member of the senior concert band in the British school Al Kubrat in Abu Dhabi. Additionally, he has received high scorers awards on a number of occasions across both piano and flute. Sayon is also a second-year student at the University of Auckland, studying engineering science and commerce. Please give a round of applause to our violinist.
And now to introduce our Vainika. Vindhyavasini Suresh was introduced to the Veena by her mother, Srimati Bhavani Suresh. She continued under the tutelage of Srimati Vijayalakshmi Aramugham, Shishya of Vidushi Lalgudi Padmavati Anandagopalan, at the Temple of Fine Arts, Kuala Lumpur. She now undergoes advanced training under Vadya Padmam Vitushi Lalgudi Padmavati Anantagopalan. Vindhya has completed her diploma in Carnatic Veena music from the New Zealand Carnatic Music Society and has earned the title of Vadya Visharad. In New Zealand, she's an occupational therapist at a regional hospital, a freelance Vainika, and a volunteer swim coach for Special Olympics New Zealand. She also assists her mother with conducting Veena classes for a number of students. Please give a round of applause. And now to introduce the guru, the mastermind behind it all, Srimati Anusha Suresh-Iyer. Anusha Suresh-Iyer is a New Zealand-based artist who was introduced to dance by Srimati Vaasugi Shivanesan and Sri Shankar Kandasamy of the Temple of Fine Arts, Kuala Lumpur, an institution founded by His Holiness Swami Shantanand Saraswathi. She completed her Arangetram in 2011, and upon migration to New Zealand, she was blessed to be guided further in dance by Srimati Anuradha Ramkumar in the Kalakshetra style of Bharatanatyam. She began her journey in music under the tutelage of Srimati Niranjani Kulavirasingham. Thereafter, she continued her music education at the Temple of Fine Arts, Kuala Lumpur, under Srimati Usha Ramachandran and Srimati Vijayalakshmi Aramukam. Upon migrating to New Zealand, she came under the tutelage of Srimati Yamini Ramesh, a disciple of Sangeeta Bhushanam Madhuri Mangalam Sri Ramachandran and Padma Bhushan Sri Lalgudi G. Jayaraman. Anusha has completed her diploma in Carnatic vocal music from the University of Madras and the New Zealand Carnatic Music Society. She was then blessed to receive advanced training under Lalgudi Srimati Padmavati Anantagopalan. At present, she continues her advanced music training under Srimati Shankari Krishnan, a senior disciple of the late Sri Lalgudi G. Jayaraman. In New Zealand, she carries the mantle of Temple of Fine Arts by holding Carnatic vocal music and dance classes for a number of students. She is, at present, a freelance vocalist and dancer, and has been privileged to sing at a number of concerts and dance arangetrams in New Zealand, Singapore, Chennai, Bangalore, and Malaysia.
Ladies and gentlemen, now that we have been introduced to our talented orchestra, we would like to present you with a short musical interlude. Please put your hands together for our orchestra.
I would also like to make a special mention to another addition, the youngest addition to our orchestra, Kushal Jayakumar. Kushal is a Mrdhangam student of my father and a vocal student of mine, and he joined our orchestra at the very last minute and is doing such an excellent job. So can we please give him a warm round of applause?
தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை, தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை, கண்ணன் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை, கண்ணன் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை, கண்ணன் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை, கண்ணன் தெருவில பெண்களுக்கு ஓயாத தொல்லை, தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை, கண்ணன் தெருவில பெண்களுக்கு ஓயாத தொல்லை, தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை, தின்னப்பழம் கண்ட தருவம், மயங்குவது போலே கண்ணால் மயங்குவது போலே அதனை கண்மூடி வைத்திருந்து கேட்டிருப்போம் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை அதனை கண்மூடி வைத்திருந்து கேட்டிருப்போம் தீராத விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை விளையாட்டு பிள்ளை.
In the beginning, there was chaos. Everything existed in a formless, fluid state. How do I bring order to this disorder? Wondered Brahma, the creator. With knowledge, said Devi. Heralded by a peacock, sacred books in one hand and the veena in the other, dressed in white, Devi emerged from Brahma's mouth riding a swan as the goddess Saraswathi. Saraswathi, the goddess of knowledge and the arts, embodies the wisdom of Devi. She is the river of consciousness that enlivens creation. She is the dawn goddess whose rays dispel the darknessness of ignorance. Without her, there is only chaos and confusion.
Saraswati wears neither jewels nor paints herself with bright colors. The white sari she adorns reflects her essential purity, her rejection of all that is base and materialistic. To realize her, one must go beyond the pleasure of senses and rejoice in the serenity of spirit. This next composition by Sri Ramamurthy Rao illustrates a scene in which he dances with the veena in hand. The music she plays encapsulates all those around her, including the great sages like Narada. Tonight, Suganthi, a veena student herself, surrenders to Goddess Saraswati while performing this piece set to Yamun Kalyani and Adi Dalan. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the next piece, Aiiyii Saraswathi.
Namaste, Namaste, Sharada Devi. Kashmir Pura Vasini नाचत 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 आई सरस्वती, नाचत नाचत आई सरस्वती, गावत गावत सुमधुर गान, नाचत नाचत आई सरस्वती, गावत गावत सुमधुर गान, नाचत नाचत आई सरस्वती, गावत गावत सुमधुर गान, नाचत नाचत आई सरस्वती. बोलत सुंदर मुख से वेद, बोलत सुंदर मुख से वेद, ब्रह्मपुरी में सब मिल जाए, ब्रह्मपुरी में सब मिल जाए, बोलत सुंदर मुख से वेद, ब्रह्मपुरी में सब मिल जाए, नाचत नाचत आई सरस्वती, नाचत नाचत आई सरस्वती, गावत गावत सुमधुर गान, नाचत नाचत आई सरस्वती. सात स्वर साथ मध्यम तार सज सुर से, सात स्वर मिल साथ साथ, मध्यम तार सज सुर से, ओंकार नाद से नारद गावे, ओंकार नाद से नारद गावे, झंकार नाद से वीणा भजावे, झंकार नाद से वीणा भजावे, नाचत नाचत धीरना धीरना, नाचत नाचत धीरन 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 धीरन, नाचत 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 धीरन 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 धीरन, नाचत 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 धीरन 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 तकिटतां, धीरन धीरन तकिटतां, धीरन नाचत आई सरस्वती गावत गावत सुमधुर गान नाचत नाचत आई सरस्वती सरस्वती
What a wonderful performance. With that, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have Suganthi's house leader of Rutherford House in Maclean's College, one of New Zealand's top achieving schools. Mr. Packer with us. We would like to invite him to the stage to share a few thoughts on tonight's event. Please welcome Mr. Bevan Packer.
Sorry, just to explain what we're going to do now is we're going to honour our guest and then he can share a few words.
As I was saying, my name is Bevan Packer. I'm here on behalf of Maclean's College. First of all, our principal, Mr. Hargraves, would like to put in an apology. He'd like to be here. Unfortunately, he had a prior engagement. I'm very lucky. I've taught in a lot of schools around New Zealand and around the world. And to me, education is about students doing their very, very best. And Suganthi is a great example of that. At school, she's an exemplary student. She's always in the right place at the right time, and we have a real emphasis on academic excellence, and again, she really epitomises what that's all about. We just have to look at her school report every year and see all the gold diligence grades that she gets. But to me, education is a lot more than just what we do in the classroom. It's about engaging with our community and having those other skills outside the classroom, such as communication, empathy, sympathy, and displaying hard work. And from what I've seen tonight, she's doing that in spades. I've been absolutely mesmerised the whole time with seeing such a beautiful young woman that I've been able to work with over the last few years, seeing her develop and grow, and to see her performing tonight has just been absolutely amazing. And to be honest, I'm honoured to be able to be part of it and to be able to share it. The challenge now for Suganthi is to keep challenging herself, to keep doing those things outside the classroom. Keep doing what she's doing in the classroom, but to just take those extra steps. We've been doing work in Rutherford about doing things that scare us, and to be such a wonderful young woman to be standing up here in front of all of you tonight, she's really doing that, taking herself out of her comfort zone, and as I say, it's a real honour for me to be here, to be able to share in it, and to be able to see her performing. So thank you very much for inviting me along.
Thank you for those kind words. I'm sure Suganthi will really appreciate it. On to our next item for the program. Lord Krishna's Leelas always bring a smile to our faces. The next item presented by Vaasugi is Vishamakara Kannan, a popular composition of Uttara Venkata. The composer says one should never close a pot of butter, because if they do, Lord Krishna will surely break it and eat the butter. One should never complain to Mother Yashoda about little Krishna's naughty antics, because if they do, they will have to bear his unbearable tantrums. And one should never call Lord Krishna a thief, because if you do, your mother, auntie, grandmother, grandfather, along with your entire family line, will be accused of being thieves themselves.
The composer narrates the anecdote of Krishna insisting that his gopikas sing Mukhari Ragam, which represents melancholy. When she confesses to not knowing how to sing this ragam, he proceeds to pinch her so hard that she bursts into tears, only to find Krishna laughing at her, because her wailing and crying is the Mukhari Ragam he was waiting to hear all his while. The composer also shows us how he can be cheeky whilst playing with his gopikas, but he can also mesmerize and entrance his melodious flute. Despite all the frustration he causes among his leelas, they still cannot help but remain hopelessly in love and devoted to him. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Vaasugi presenting Vishamakara Kannan.
Vishamakara Kannan, Vishamakara Kannan, Vishamakara Kannan, Pollada Vishamakara Kannan, Vishamakara Kannan, Pollada Vishamakara Kannan, Pollada Vishamakara Kannan, Pollada Vishamakara Kannan. எனக்கது தெரியாதென்றால் நிக்குருகை கிழிவிட்டு அவன் விக்கி விக்கி ஆடும் போது நீதானே முக்காரி என்பான் வெண்ணை பாடி மூடக்கூடாது, இவன் வந்து விழுங்கினாலும் கேட்கக்கூடாது, இவன் நம்ம கிட்ட சொல்லக்கூடாது, சொல்லிவிட்டால் அட்டதாசம் தாங்க உண்ணாது. சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கானும் சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கானும் திருடன் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டார். உன் அம்மா பாட்டி அத்தை தாத்தா அத்தனையும் திருடன் என்பான் விஷமகார கண்ணன். சும்மா ஒரு பேச்சுக்கானும் திருடன் என்று சொல்லிவிட்டார். அம்மா பாட்டி அத்தை தாத்தா அத்தனையும் திருடன் என்பான் விஷமகார கண்ணன். விஷமகார கண்ணன். வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டு பாடி விதம் விதமாய் ஆட்டமாடி நாலு பொருள் இல்லை செய்யும் இந்த கோபாலன் கிருஷ்ணன் விஷமகார கண்ணன். விஷமகார கண்ணன். வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டு பாடி விதம் விதமாய் ஆட்டமாடி நாலு பொருள் இல்லை செய்யும் இந்த கோபாலன் கிருஷ்ணன் விஷமகார கண்ணன். விஷமகார கண்ணன். விஷமகார கண்ணன். விஷமகார கண்ணன்.
Ladies and gentlemen, after that adorable performance, we would now like to invite Vaasugi's principal, Peter Lindstrom, to share a few words on our Day of Vaasugi. Peter Lindstrom is currently principal of Holy Trinity Catholic Primary School, located in Takanini, South Auckland. Peter has a passion for teaching and learning, focused on curriculum delivery within an environment that promotes and celebrates excellence. Establishing a school culture richly embedded in faith, in relationship, and in respect for all who seek to become part of the school community is important to Peter. Peter shares that it is a privilege to lead and serve communities of children and young people, especially when seeing students succeed in their chosen fields and interests or following their passions. This is what keeps Peter's joy of being in the education sector alive and thriving.
I hope you don't mind, I'm just going to speak from the lectern because I did make a few notes. Kia ora koutou, he mihi nui kia koutou. Warm greetings to you all who've gathered together this evening in honour of Vaasugi and her family. It's also the greatest honour for myself to be part of such a special occasion for Vaasugi, and it's an absolute privilege to be part of this wonderful cultural celebration full of ritual and tradition, of prayer, of music and dance. I'd like to introduce Vaasugi to you as her recent school principal. And I can honestly say, with all honesty, that Vaasugi has been and is a much loved and admired student at Holy Trinity Catholic Primary School. She's always shown a positive attitude and has boundless energy for her learning and her development, and that's been from day one at school. Just a little bit about her through her schooling years. In year one, Vaasugi was leading by example, happy to take on responsibilities, showing resilience, and being enthusiastic, always trying her best. In year 2, Vaasugi was kind-hearted and helpful. She was confident in sharing her thoughtful learning contributions, and she shared God's love through acts of kindness and service to others. In year 3, she treated everyone with respect. She was building positive relationships by encouraging others and by being a good friend, and she was great at accepting challenges. In year 4, Vaasugi was succeeding because of her conscientious work habits. She was enjoying project-based learning and was positive in all that she did. In year 5, Vaasugi was showing her curious, adaptive, and problem-solving skills. Her teachers describe her as being an awesome student because of her enthusiasm, her engagement with learning, and self-motivation to always give of her best. And in year 6, Vaasugi had become a self-directed, collaborative learner, demonstrating compassion and respect for all. And so here we are this evening, Vaasugi before us, showing all of those qualities and attributes and characteristics. We are so incredibly proud of her. It's been a joy to see her mature and grow into the lovely, young, gifted person that she is today. We know that Vaasugi understands that cultural traditions and practices are important aspects of our own tūranga waiwai, the place where we stand, the place where we belong. And so it's a privilege to be here with the family this evening, with honoured guests, to celebrate these cultural traditions and the specialness, the gifts, the taonga, the treasures that Vaasugi especially has been blessed with and so readily shares for us to enjoy. Kia mau ki te ako, ki te aroha me te mahi. Keep learning, loving and serving Vaasugi in every rich blessing from your Holy Trinity School whānau. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, Peter. Our next speaker is a dear friend of Vaasugi's family, Mr. Karuna. Mr. Karuna was born in Madurai, India, and moved to New Zealand in 1995, and worked in the business and investment strategy for most of his career. Mr. Karuna holds qualifications from University of Auckland, Unitec, University of Oxford, and Victoria University of Law School. He is a barrister and a solicitor of the High Court of New Zealand. He is also an angel investor and fund manager. Mr. Karuna is the president of Wellington Muktamil Sangam. Mr. Karuna, we welcome you to the podium to share a few words on tonight's proceedings.
Thank you. Vanakkam, kia ora, good evening all. I also prepared some notes, but believe me, I was so enthralled, I'm speechless. Although speaking is my craft and job. I'm really honored to be invited to the front and say a few words about Vaasugi and the family. And first of all, I would like to thank the teacher, the guru, for allowing me to say a few words. I just want to share a very short story about my life. When I was in my teens, to go and see my future wife, who was learning Bharatanatyam, I joined Bharatanatyam classes. And, well, what went on after that is actually we got married. I didn't learn Bharatanatyam at all. So that's the story there. Now, I know the word Bharatanatyam itself was introduced or gifted to all of us by Rukmini Arundale. So some of you would know the Bharatanatyam traditions belong to two schools, Pandanallur and Kalakshetra. And I understood the Bharatanatyam the Guru teaches to Vaasugi and Suganthi is of Kalakshetra school. And I was just enthralled by this sheer work that would have gone in to be able to perform in front of us such grace, with such grace and beauty. Now, they are the stars, the future stars, and also the torchbearers of our culture in this wonderful country, New Zealand. And I'm sure Vaasugi and Suganthi would go on to achieve whatever they set their mind to achieve, because Bharatanatyam teaches you a meditative focus and the grace and the ability to be agile. The skills that you require in this day and age, doesn't matter what profession you pursue. So I'm wishing you both the very best in your life, and I'm really proud of their parents, particularly my friend, Utthaman and Vanitha, and I'm sure they will make them and the community proud as well. Thank you very much.
Those were some very kind words. Thank you so much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, amongst us, we have the distinguished dance personality, Srimati Melanie Jayakumar. Srimati Melanie Jayakumar is the director of Sutra Academy, which has been running for 7 years. Melanie was introduced to dance at the age of 5 years by Srimati Anusha in Sri Lanka. She continued her dance education under the tutelage of Srimati Vasanthi Nehru. Melanie has completed her teacher diploma in Bharatanatyam and has performed in many live music performances and productions. She achieved a gold medal in a Sri Lankan national level dance competition in 1997. Melanie Jayakumar thoroughly enjoys sharing her knowledge of the Kalakshetra style of Bharatanatyam and hopes to bring out the fullest potential in her students. It is Suganthi and Vaasugi's privilege and honor to have her grace this momentous occasion. We would like to welcome Srimati Melanie Jayakumar to the stage for her honoring.
Kia ora, vanakkam, and namaskaram. I'm so privileged to be speaking to you all today. And I hope I bring justice to being granted involvement in the Salangai Pooja of Vaasugi and Suganthi, the disciples of Srimati Anusha Suresh-Iyer. I'm blessed to have witnessed the ongoing Bharatanatyam journey of these two lovely young ladies since it began, with their excitement and expressions reflecting in Anusha's eyes as they replicated the adavus that they had been carefully taught. However, art is not a replicative system, but one of constant evolution and micro-adjustment, which not only stimulates the audience, but also distinguishes the performer from the rest. And we, the audience, have the sublime opportunity to witness Vaasugi and Suganthi's first steps in recognition of this uncharted journey ahead of them. By the conduction of this auspicious ceremony, Anusha has observed their acknowledgement of the basics of Bharatanatyam, orchestral cohesion and performance, and it is now up to them to push themselves to be the best dancers they can be with Anusha's instruction and guidance every step of the way. In order for Vaasugi and Suganthi to move forward, as with every budding fine art student, they will have to realize that art is not simply an extracurricular activity, but a significant part of their lives, one that can draw joy, purpose, and empowerment from every day. As a Bharatanatyam teacher, I'm so proud of what these two have achieved and excitedly await their futures in not just Bharatanatyam, but in life and society as they grow into intelligent and empowered young women. I would like to congratulate the orchestra, who I have had the pleasure of working with. You all never cease to amaze me with the skills and dedication to your craft, as I'm sure the audience will corroborate. Last, but definitely not least, I would like to issue a special congratulation to Anusha, who has not only raised these girls into the dancers they are today, which has been displayed through her excellent choreography, but also she has done the Nattuvanar and vocals simultaneously to the highest standard, which has been absolutely credible to witness. I'm so proud of you, Anusha. Thank you all for listening to me today, and I hope that you can draw acknowledgement and encouragement from my words. Namaskaram.
A lot of words of wisdom, and that kind of resonated with me. Next, we move on to our Azhagana Parani Malai. The worship of Murugan is unique to the Tamil-speaking population in the southern part of India, Sri Lanka, Singapore, and Malaysia. Murugan is also fondly referred to as Kundrathor Adidum Kumaran, for he resides in mountain peaks. One such sacred mount in Parani enshrines him after he lost his competition to get the mango from Shiva and Parvati. The benevolence of Muruga is enjoyed by millions who climb this Parani Mare, and tonight, Both Suganthi and Vaasugi will be leading us on a yatra to seek his blessings. This is a composition of Periyasamy Thuran in Talam Adi set to the Raga Brindavani with a lilt akin to the bearers of the Kavadi. What a beautiful performance, and our beautiful orchestra ensemble yet again showing their talent. Next we have the Thillana. The Thillana is a nritya item comprising of beautiful and graceful dance movements, along with a number of alluring sculpturesque poses. It is the celebration of joy, expressed in brisk dance sequences. It commences with a short limbering sequence and progressively becomes more elaborate. It concludes with a verse set in Raga Malike in praise of the Pillai Paramesha and celebrates the fulfillment of the blossoming dancer's journey. This is the culmination of the recital. The Thillana composition of K.N. Dandayudabani Pillai is set in Talam Adi.
Dhim dhim nadritani tomdritani kritani tadim takathom dhirana dhim dhim nadritani tomdritani kritani tadim takathom dhirana dhim dhim nadritani tomdritani kritani tadim takathom dhirana dhim dhim nadritani tomdritani kritani Thank you.
That was a lovely performance. Honored guests, Suganthi and Vaasugi would now like to take this opportunity to deliver a vote of thanks.
Vanakkam everyone. Thank you for coming to our performance. I started my dance journey in 2016 when we were both very young and excited to explore this art. It began with the basics, Tattadava, where we learned to control our feet, and then moved on to Nattadava, where we incorporated hand movements. We then started doing more complex adavas as the years passed and our dances became harder. Our teacher, Anushaka, has always been very patient with us and always pushed us to become better in each lesson. Looking back on our very first performance, I can proudly say that we have come a long way.
I started my journey in late 2016. At that time, we were a group of 3, or 4 including Anushaka. When I did my very first performance, we were scared and nervous, but since we had each other, it made it easier for us to go up onto the stage and dance. As we did more and more, our confidence increased, which has helped us a lot. And when I say that, I don't mean that we don't get nervous when we perform, but I mean that when we do, we aren't as afraid as we were when we first did. During the past month, we've been working harder than ever to improve our dance skills and achieve our goals. Anushaka has been pushing us so much that sometimes I even felt like just skipping practice altogether. But nevertheless, I still came and practiced, hoping to enhance my abilities. Anushaka has been an awesome teacher throughout my journey. She's been very patient with me, even when I've made many mistakes. She's been a very caring teacher, which has helped my journey. They say it takes a village. In our case, this is definitely true. There are so many people that were instrumental in making tonight's event a success.
Firstly, we want to thank Anushaka for dedicating your free time to us and for pushing us to be the best dancers we can be. This would have never been possible without your teaching. Thank you, Anushaka, for your trust and confidence in us to make this day come true. I hope you continue your journey of teaching that will be useful for students like me. A special thanks to our guest of honor, Melanie Auntie, for coming all the way from Hamilton to support us. Melanie Auntie has supported us ever since our first show, so it means a lot that she is here today as well. Thank you to all the people that were kind enough to come up on stage to share a few loving words about us. Miss Lindstrom, Mr. Packer, and Karuna Uncle. Secondly, a big thanks to the amazing orchestra for accompanying us tonight. Thank you, Suresh Uncle and Bhavani Auntie, for accommodating us. They have always treated us as their own family. Thank you to the backstage crew, particularly Shamlata, Mukhil Auntie, and thank you Maheshwari Atta for the brochure distribution. Thank you to the lighting and sound crew, Avalon Anna, Ayush Anna, and Jay Kumar Uncle, and Vikash Uncle for the video and photography. Thank you to Ilungo Uncle and Mr. Y. Ravindran Uncle for all your help behind the scenes. Thank you Suresh-Iyer for conducting our Salangai Pooja. Thank you Sundaralingam Uncle and team for decorating this hall so beautifully. Thank you for the food organization, Villaiyathu and team, and also Subia Mama for the catering maintenance, and Ashuras, Rajkumar Mama, Harish, Sanjay, and Salvan. Thank you Yarni Auntie and Lakshmi for helping with the makeup, hair, and the costume changes, and making us look so beautiful for a special day. We will now like to thank and honor the 2 MCs for tonight, my brother Surya Anna and my cousin Ambikaka. Can we please call them out as we would like to present them with a gift?
Thank you to all of our family and friends for supporting us throughout our journey. I'd like to thank the Fine Laser family, Chandra Uncle, Ganesh Uncle and Mukil Auntie's family, Karuna Uncle and Chitra Auntie's family, Ganesh Uncle and Devi Auntie's family, and Lani Auntie for all the encouragement and support that you have provided me over the last couple of months. Thank you, Miss Lindstrom, for being here, and this means a lot to me. Thank you to my childhood friend Jessica for coming in today, even though you live so far away. Thank you to those who have traveled from overseas and are watching via our live stream. It means a lot to us, and we really appreciate it. This event wouldn't have been possible without the blessings of God, our teacher, but also our dear parents. Thank you so much, Amma and Appa, for driving me to my classes and pushing me to dance. Thank you to Amma and Appa for driving me home, even though you must have been so tired. Although once you turned to see the TV running at home, you seemed to suddenly be wide awake. Seriously though, we literally wouldn't be here without you. I'd like to thank my sister, Vemba, who patiently waits for me in the car, along with having dinner together once we get home. Lastly, thank you to the audience for coming to our performance and cheering us on. Please forgive us for any mistakes we may have made. We know this is only the beginning of our journey, and we have a long way to go, but we're so happy we have completed this first step. Thank you once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Suganthi and Vaasugi, together with their parents, would now like to honor the artists who, by loving and encouraging support, have made this event possible. Firstly, on the Mrdhangam, we have Dr. Suresh Ramachandran.
On the violin, Sri Seon Arunagirinathan.
On the veena, we have Kumari Vindhyavasini Suresh.
Sri Kushal Jayakumar, our budding Mrdhangas, vocalist and dancer, who diligently kept to the precise rhythmic cycle in hand. If you would like to come to the stage.
I would like to now call upon the Guru, Srimati Anusha Suresh-Iyer, onto the stage. Please put your hands together.
Hari Om, everyone. Thank you so much for attending tonight's event. I would like to start by saying any misgivings from tonight are mine, and anything you enjoyed is to be credited to all my gurus. My journey as a dance teacher began at the age of 19, and shortly after, I met Suganthi and Vaasugi. At that time, they were 5 years old and 8 years old, and all I could see when they came to class were these gigantic eyes full of curiosity. And at 19, it was a bit intimidating to have these babies wanting to learn from you, but it made me realize the importance and the responsibility a teacher holds in a student's life. Not only have they grown over the years, but I too, as a dancer, a singer, and a person, have grown along with them. To me, they are my students, but they're also my children, my friends, my movie-going, ice cream eating, escape room buddies. Over the last few years, they have consistently trusted me and had faith in the process of learning. This is one piece of advice I would like to offer to the kids here tonight. As a lifelong student myself, always have faith in your teachers. The journey of learning will be bumpy, but trust in the process and trust in your guru, and it will lead you to the right direction. As my guru, Swami Shantanand from the Temple of Fine Arts, always said, art is an ocean to traverse, and it is a journey for many lifetimes. Suganthi and Vaasugi, your tiny feet have finally reached the shores, and you are now ready to immerse yourself. I pray that you both will continue to remain as you are, dedicated and authentic. Now that you both have completed your Margam, I would like to present you with your Salangai for the very first time. Take care of them, and remember, this is only the beginning. Hari Om. Thank you.
I would now like to call upon Mr. Ilingo Krishnamurthy. As a token of our appreciation, we want to honor you.
Vanakkam. It's a pleasure to be part of this beautiful journey. Now I would like to thank Anusha for your effort and Dr. Suresh. See, I have some personal experiences with this family. I want to thank Mrs. Bhavani and beautiful lady over there. I just come Vidya, that's all I remember, but I still forget when I come and a bit nervous. I'm not prepared for this one. Anyway, thank you very much for coming here. On behalf of the family, I take this immense pleasure to congratulate you, to come and thank all these girls. So when you finish, go and give them a hug and then tell them how well they performed. They're very young. Between these two, you can see the difference. One is in the primary school, one is in the high school. They've done excellently well. And I can see the beautiful nature which has been grown up. And they're going to be the beautiful girls and the ladies of this country. They're going to make them proud, everybody proud here. Thank you. And I want to specially mention something about dear friend here. He's a professor of mathematics and he's a perfectionist. When he beats his drum, there is not even one number extra, one less. Okay, that's a perfection. So that's what he expects from his family and the children which he got, and they are the one teaching them. So when they are dancing, when they're beating their leg, the hand movement, eye movement, everything is precise. There is nothing like, I'm not a perfectionist. I always say everything is fine. But nothing is fine for him. It's perfect. Even for the practice, he insisted my daughter Ambika to be on that day, on that time, exactly that is. So that's why when we were talking to the principal, Mr. Becker, we were talking about it, how well this particular journey takes them to the future. And thank you very much, Doctor. You created so many talented people in Auckland and the family, Mrs. Bhavani Suresh, and on behalf of everybody, we thank you. God bless you. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
I would also like to call upon Ms. Lada Ravindran. As a gesture of our gratitude, we would also like to honor you. Lastly, but not least, we would also like to honor Srimati Bhavani Suresh. Ladies and gentlemen, with those poignant words, Suganthi and Vaasugi will conclude their recital tonight with the Mangalam, whilst adorning the Salangai for the first time. This Bhadrachala Ramadas composition is in praise of Lord Rama, set in the Ragam Kurinje in Talam Adi.
Ramachandraya Janaka Rajaja Manoharaya Mamakabhishtadaya Mahita Mangalam. Ram
honored guests. With that, the journey of Suganthi and Vaasugi commences. They seek all your blessings and good wishes to continue their passion for Bharatanatyam. You are welcome to come up on stage to bless them. May the chimes of the ankle bells ring in your ears as you drive back home. Have a safe journey back. Good night. And also, the food will be located near the kitchen foyer area.